Good morning. So we had completed verse 10 from chapter 3 of the Bhagavad Gita. So on just small recap, Shri Krishna is telling Arjuna that everybody has been given some specific allotted duties which they are supposed to perform, whether anybody likes it or not. Action is a must. So without performing action you cannot survive. So action is required even if you are a yogi who is practicing the yoga of knowledge, which means if you are doing Sankhya yoga also, activity is a must. You cannot refrain from doing activity. The activity which Sri Krishna is prescribing is an activity which does not involve the mind. Activity has to be natural and normal. It's a direct consequence of a reaction which happens. Suppose if light hits my eye, it is my job to see. That's it. I cannot say I don't want to see. So it is like sometimes you see there are people in this world who may say, I don't want to hear anything. I don't want to hear anything. They will put their hands in their ear and say they don't want to hear. That is a hypocrite. Whatever the ear has to hear, that has to be heard. Whatever the eye has to see, it has to be seen. Whatever the mouth has to taste, it has to taste. So every activity has a specific organ connected with it, and the organ is reacting in its own way. Here Sri Krishna is qualifying this action, saying that even if the organ reacts with that sense, whatever the sense it could be seeing, it could be say hearing. You got to hear, you got to see, you got to experience that thing with the organs connected with it. But the mind should not enter the picture. So there should be no action happening from the mind. So it should not be a thought out action. It should be an action which is directly connected to that organ itself. So this kind of an action which is performed directly with the organ and not with the mind taken into consideration is an action free from karma. There is no karmic action being performed. It is basically doing the act which is required to be done. So it becomes a duty. And this is what we had learned that day. So we had done till verse 10. Today we are doing chapter 3 Bhagavad Gita verse 11 onwards. Foster the gods through this sacrifice and let the gods foster you. Thus each fostering the other selflessly, you will attain the highest good. Now, Sri Krishna is clearly giving an indication that all these actions which a person is supposed to perform is supposed to foster the gods. I want you to think very carefully. Is he talking about some god somewhere in this world or outside this world? No. He is very clearly telling you that action which you perform, eating, drinking, sleeping, walking, talking, seeing, hearing, you see all these actions are there. Whatever action that you do, this action is supposed to foster the gods. It's a kind of a yajna, kind of a offering, a yajna. So we foster the gods through the sacrifice and let the gods foster you. In this verse, Krishna is giving us a secret. The God which he is talking about, if you see the word, it is written in small g. The God G is written in small g. He is not talking about the Almighty God. He is talking about the deities which are connected to it. These are deities. These deities which are there, which are connected to this action of yours, they have to be fostered. Whatever action that is done, that action is a part of the action connected to that deity or divinity. Think very carefully. When I see an object, let us say I am seeing an object in front of me. There is a very beautiful rose, a flower, a rose. My eye is looking at it. Through my eyes I am seeing that rose. So when I see the beautiful rose, is it giving my eyes relief? Am I feeling happy with it? Yes, of course. So first, when the rays are hitting my eye, the gods involved in it are Surya Dev, as we say the light god, the god of light. Then the gods which are supposed to be connected with vision, they are supposed to enjoy first. It's an offering to my eye. Did you get it? This object called the rose is the first offering to my eye. I see it. This eye enjoys that object. So the God responsible for vision in my body is getting the first offering. In the same way, when I hear a beautiful song being played, I am hearing it with my ear. The song, it might be a bhajan, it can be a kirtan, or it could be just a beautiful love song. Doesn't matter. When my ear is listening to it, the first offering goes to the God who is connected with hearing. So in every part of your being, from head to toe, there are different deities connected with the actions. So do not be under the impression that the God is outside somewhere. The God, the deity is within you. If I am eating a very good sweet, I'm enjoying a peda. A peda is a sweet. So if I am enjoying a peda with my mouth, the salivary glands are working, are they not? My tongue is tasting, isn't it happening? So when that is happening, the taste buds, the mouth which is there, the tongue which is there, the salivary glands which are there, these are controlled by different deities. So now apply this knowledge to what he is saying. Foster the gods through the sacrifice. Sacrifice. Seeing, sacrifice. Hearing, sacrifice. Eating, sacrifice. These are all sacrifices. Whenever I perform this sacrifice, whenever this action gets performed, don't start enjoying it. Enjoyment happens in the mind. Remember these words. Your enjoyment starts happening in the mind. So don't think that I have to enjoy this. First, let the gods connected with it enjoy it. So when the eye sees it, your job is to let the eye see that thing, eye. When the ear hears it, let the ear hear it. When my mouth is having that food morsel in it, let the mouth enjoy it. The gods connected in all these domains are getting their offerings. It's an offering to that. So he says, fostering the gods selflessly. Don't do it because I want to do it. So there should be no I involved in it. I want to see the rose. I want to hear the music. I want to taste this sweet. Please remember that I, which is the cause of all problems. When the rose comes in front of you, don't say that I want to enjoy this rose. No, you are not enjoying this rose. The God connected with this particular object is enjoying this object. Then the God connected with the hearing is enjoying the music. In this way, you will foster the gods. That means you are going to give them the offering. The offering which we are talking about is seeing, hearing, tasting, digesting in the stomach. All these are offerings. So whatever that you do, in any action that you do, don't be selfish. The offering is for that deity or divinity. So when you eat the food, see this, when you eat the food, you are eating it because your stomach requires it. It's an offering to your stomach. It's an offering to your body. Don't say, I want to eat it, I want to enjoy it, I want to do this. No, this I need not appear. So every action that you do is meant for that particular God to be fostered. Now, once you do that, then you will attain the highest good. How does this good happen? I will explain to you when we do the next verse. We are doing chapter 3, Bhagavad Gita, verse 12. Fostered by sacrifice, the gods will surely bestow on you unasked all the desired enjoyments. He who enjoys the gift bestowed on them without offering their share to them is undoubtedly a thief. These two verses are very difficult to understand. So now see how this thing is worked out. Shri Krishna is telling Arjuna, whatever action that you do, first you bestow it on the God connected with it. In our daily activity, if we are going to a temple, let us say I am going to a nearby temple. When I am entering the temple as I know is of a deity who is the one I am going to visit. So the deity could be Lakshmi, could be Saraswati, could be Vishnu, could be anybody. Even if I am visiting a Balaji temple, Balaji, as you know, Tirupati Balaji, or if I am visiting, let us say, Pandharpur, or if I am going to any other temple in India, when you just enter the premise of the temple, the first god that we meet, the first deity that we meet is Ganesha. He is called the Vignaharta. Vignaharta means one who removes the obstacles. So when you start any activity, the first activity should be always connected to the God, connected with this, the first God to whom we have to do the offering. It is Ganesha, Ganapati. Got it? So his temple is going to be there bang in front. So first wish him. First say good morning, good afternoon, whatever you want to, namaskara, or do your prayer to him first. Because he is the one who is bestowing on you something. He will allow you to enter the temple. That is his job. He will allow you without obstacles. Got it? So, first you have to foster the gods. when you are doing any activity in your world, whether it is hearing, seeing, eating, drinking, walking, talking, whatever action that you do, first Ganesha has to be offered. He is the deity connected with the first offering. Then the rest of the offerings are going to the respective deities, whoever they might be. They handle this whole thing on their own. They are departmental heads supposed to look after that specific activity. So here Shri Krishna is saying, foster by sacrifice, the gods will surely bestow on you unasked all the desired enjoyments. When you give the first offering to these deities, they will pass on to you the prasad. First is the offering. What comes to you is called the prasad. So prasad will come to you in the form of an enjoyment connected with that object. So he says it's a desired enjoyment that is connected to the object concerned. So if I am seeing the rose, my enjoyment is to see the beauty of the rose and to think about how beautiful God has made this creation. A beautiful rose. Then you enjoy it. So first, the God connected with the vision, the light God and all, they are enjoying, and then you are enjoying whatever they have given back to you. So think the process. The process is light hits your eye. There's a light hitting my eye. It is hitting the object as well, the rose. When it hits the object rose, the light bounces from here, reaches my eye. When my eye sees that object, there are certain cells which are reacting to the light. So there is an inverted picture which happens inside my eye. This picture is then deciphered. It's a beautiful flower. That's it. It has got pink color, it has got red color, whatever the color could be. So the cells inside, which are gods themselves, they are the divinity themselves, they are doing your analysis. They are doing the action required for you to understand what that object is, whether it is going to be enjoyed or no. Got it? So this organ inside has got so many deities inside. They're all getting the rays inside this particular place, the retina, and it falls on the retina. The retina then says, okay, this is what it is. The retina is connected with different nerve cells, isn't it? The nerves are coming out from it. That nerve in turn passes on the information to the brain. Right? The brain reacts to it using its data and the formula and says that it is a rose, sending information to the hand to say that you can pluck it. Meanwhile, the mind has come into the picture. The mind has come into the picture saying that you can give it to your girlfriend. But the divine aspect of it, of the mind, says, put it at the feet of the Lord. So you have to decide. The mind decides. I will pluck it. The hand is involved. And then we will use it for some purpose. This whole activity, the mind got involved. So I have given you the formula how it works. See, I am explaining in as simple language as I can. Please try to understand this slowly and steadily. Now, what is Shri Krishna telling us? The organ, the eye, is seeing the object. When the object is seen with the eye, it hits the cells inside. They are able to understand what this object is. It processes in the brain, yes, this is what it is. At this given point in time, the main action has to happen. Cut. The action has to be cut at this point in time. Don't enjoy it. So in the mind, don't come up with stories. I want to offer it to my girlfriend, I want to do this with it, and I want to do that with it. No, no, no. It is an action, but there should be no resultant to it. So no resultant, no action result should be there. So your mind need not enter the picture. So that action should be desireless. No desire should arise in your mind. The desire to pluck the flower, the desire to give it to your girlfriend should not appear. Understood? Now let us take the second example. When I am hearing beautiful music, the ear is hearing it. Inside the ear, there is a mechanism which deciphers the sound. The sound is deciphered. There are nerve cells which are taking that particular impulse to the brain. The brain is analyzing it and telling what is happening over there. When that is happening, the desire should not arise over there. The desire that when you enter the mind phase, from the brain to the mind, oh, this fellow is singing like this. What does he think of himself? I can sing better than him. I can do better than him. They don't know how to even say the prayers. I know how to say the prayers. So did you see this is the mind which is talking? This kind of thing should not happen. The enjoyment will come to you. The music will be just the music. You need not put desires in the music. So when the gods are fostered, you just have to give the gods their first offering. They in turn will give you your desired results, which he says over here, bestow on you unasked. You should not have the desire that I want it. Unasked, they will offer it back to you as what is called as a desired enjoyment. So, the one who enjoys this gift as given his offering, they are free from all karma. Got it? So, he who enjoys the gift bestowed by them without offering their share to them is undoubtedly a thief. So, suppose you say, I am going to the rose garden so that I can pluck the roses and I can give it to my girlfriend. You have already desired what you want. It is not a natural action. It is a premeditated action. Did you understand this? I have already thought of it. So, people go to the sweetmeat shop and what do? You know, I like jalebis. Okay? I like pedas, or I like this laddus. This laddu I like, so I will offer it to the god. And then whatever is the prasad, I will take it. Sir, already your desire is mentioned over there. You are buying it so that you can enjoy, not the god. So you have already enjoyed before you have bought it. So if you have bought a laddu, the round thing, sweet, you have already enjoyed it because you are buying for yourself. And you are not offering it to any god. What are you doing? So if you go with a premeditated action, your desires are already showing up. The action should be desireless. It is happening on the way. It's a natural action. So don't put your own desires in the picture. If you do this, you are committing the biggest sin of all. It is like you have made a very beautiful feast for King Charles, who is going to come to your house. And you are eating in his stuff before even giving it to the guest. That means you have not made it for the guest, you have made it for yourself, isn't it? Did you get what I am saying? And that is the reason why you should not do this in any which way. Whenever the Guruji also visits the house, first you have to offer it to the Guru. So don't start eating. Don't do anything which is going to be like that, Oh, I am going to taste it first. You are not some shabri. Okay, so first you offer it to him, and then whatever he gives, that is already become a prasad. So never do this kind of a thing. So even when you are offering it to the God, don't taste it and put it as an offering. Okay? That means you are enjoying it first. So this is what he says. The gifts bestowed by them without offering their share to them is undoubtedly a thief. So if you have enjoyed something before you have given, then you have done something wrong. So if you are going with a premeditated thing that I want to do this, I want to pluck the flower, I want to go for a recital of music, I want to go and see the dance show because those girls are very beautifully dancing. No. Maybe you got a ticket, somebody has given it to you, go for the show, doesn't matter. But you don't go over there with an idea, I'm going to enjoy it. Don't think that you're eating some food and then, yes, I want to enjoy this, yes, I want to enjoy this. You're not thinking enjoyment before you have started eating. Don't do that. Because if the gods do not get fostered, it's a sin. Then you are a thief. Do you understand this verse? It's a very tough verse to understand. Alright, so now we can go to the next one. I have some more time left. So we are doing chapter 3. The virtuous. Oh, this is, sorry, yeah, isn't that correct? Yeah, 1 second. Right. So we are doing Bhagavad Gita Chapter 3 verse 13. The virtuous who partake of what is left over after sacrifice are absolved of all sins. Those sinful ones who cook for the sake of nourishing their bodies alone partake of sin only. I just now explained this verse to you. You see, what is left behind as an offering after the offering is complete, after the deity has eaten, then whatever is left behind is called prasad. So he says the virtuous, the people who are virtuous in life, nature, who partake of what is left after the sacrifice. Sacrifice has to be completed first. So first offer it to the God, the Guru or whoever concerned. First offer it to them. Let them partake of it. You should always give them first. After they have partaken, what is left behind is a prasad. That prasad you are free to enjoy. It is sinless. It doesn't involve any sin. So there is no karma attached to it. Right? Now, and those sinful ones who cook for the sake of nourishing their bodies alone partake of sin only. Now comes the verse where Krishna is saying, when people do these random activities, I am going to eat this food. See, think about what Krishna is saying over here. I am going to eat vegan food. I am going to eat, the green vegetables, or I am going to eat sprouts because I have to reduce weight. Do you get what I am saying? When you have already decided on the end result, I am going to reduce my weight, I am going to reduce my cholesterol, I am going to do this and I am going to do that, you have already decided. And then you are cooking the meal and then you are partaking of it. When you do this kind of an activity, he says, those sinful ones, these are sinful people who cook for the sake of nourishing their bodies alone, partake of sin only. It's a very dangerous verse. Please understand, the moment you say, I want to reduce my sugar levels, I want to reduce my weight, I want to do this, I want to do that, you have already decided on your desires and your wants. And then you create that kind of a dish, you create that kind of a desired object. Please understand, here you are doing actions which are premeditated. You are already decided on the action. You may say, doctor has said that I am supposed to do that. Of course the doctor has said. But in your past, did you even bother about this? No. Now because the doctor has said so, you are trying to do this. And who is this great person that you are talking about? So Krishna is very clearly explaining to Arjuna. Arjuna, please understand, if you have already desired the results, and if you have already focused on what you want, and then you are going ahead and enjoying that particular food for nourishing your body, when you do this for nourishing your body, you have already committed sin, because you are a sinful person. And that comprises of sin. This is a verse from the Bhagavad Gita. It's a very, very crucial verse for everybody who practices different kinds of activities. I am doing yoga, I am doing pranayama, I am doing all kinds of activities. It's called actions. I am doing yoga because I want to reduce my weight, I want to become healthy. No. That should never be the case. You have already decided on what you want to do. Yoga has to be done for the sake of your daily life. Pranayama should be done for your daily life. Walking, whatever activity that you do is for your daily life. Food eating habits have to be done because of your daily life. You are used to a certain kind of food and suddenly you give it up and suddenly you start doing whatever you feel like. Oh, but I want to reduce my weight, I want to do this, I want to do that. This is where the problem starts. But there is answers to all these things. Answers are not going to be coming in this verse. That is why I asked you to wait. The Bhagavad Gita has every answer that you want, including how to reduce your weight. Don't bother about it. I will teach you all along the way. It will teach you how to live your life. It will teach you how to reduce your weight. It will teach you to be healthy. It will teach you how to become sinless. It will teach you how to become enlightened also. Everything can be taught over here. But you got to have patience. And don't start suddenly doing activities which are connected to your desires. It's your desire which says, I want to do this. I want to become a healthy person. I want to, I want to reduce my weight. I want to do this activity. I want to enjoy the food that I eat. I want to hear beautiful music because that is my enjoyment. So I am offering some things to the gods so that, I love it because I am offering it. No, I am offering jalebis to the gods because, I love jalebis. You have already partaken of it then. You might have just said these words in your mind. You have already taken the mind into account. Then it is not as an offering. You cannot give it as an offering. And that is an offering which is full of sin. You have enjoyed it before you have offered it. Because your desires are visible.